Hello, so today we are going to do this problem, which is part of Leetcode Daily Challenge. Find words that can be formed by characters. So basically we have a string, an array of strings called words, and we have an array of characters called chars, like this here. We have this definition of a string. A string is good if it can be formed by the characters from this string. And the goal is to return the sum of the length of all good strings. Um, now, they mean by formed by characters from chars, they mean that each character from this string should be used only once. So let's take a look, for example, here. CHE, well, we have C, we have A, we have T. So all of them are there and there is no excess. If we had, for example, T twice, then this won't be a good string because there is only a single T, right? And so here, this means that this one is good, right? And then with BT we can't because B is not in the string. A hat, H is there, A is there, T is there, so we should be good. Tree, we don't have E, so it's not part of it. And so if we sum the length of these two, it's 3 plus 3, so it's 6. Okay, so that's the idea here. Now, the constraints are very small. So this tells us that we should be able to do like even over n squared solution if we need to. Okay, so how do we tackle this? Well, the easiest way you can see here, the easiest way is to first, let's think about what conditions do we need. Well, we know that basically it says each character from chars needs to be used only once. So let's say, for example, if we take cat, but let's say we have two T's. So we have two T's, one C, one A, right? Now, we need to compare against chars, but to compare the count, to be able to know if we have, if each character is used once, we need to have the count. So we need to also do the count for chars. And so chars is ATACH. So what that means is we have two A's, we have one T, and then we have one C, and then we have one H. Right, the order doesn't matter really. It just says that each character has to be used only once. Now, A here, because it's two times, appears in chars two times, we can have two A's. Like, for example, this works, but this here doesn't. So how do we identify that it does or doesn't work? Well, we need every letter, right? What do we need? We need the count in the word to be smaller or equal to the count in chars of the same letter, right? Because if it's bigger, let's say, for example, here T is 2 and here T is 1, then we can't because we would only be able to get one letter, right? And so the condition has to be that the occurrences of the character in, let's say, in W needs to be smaller or equal than the occurrence of the character in chars. That's the rule that we need to follow. Now, the problem says that we only have lowercase English letters, right? So we need this only for all lowercase, right? If, let's say, what about a case where the string is not in the word? So let's say X, for example. Well, X is 0 here, it's 0 here, so the equality is valid, and so this will pass, right? So, so this needs to be valid for all of them, okay? Now, what about, let's say, H? H is not here, so it's 0, so it's smaller or equal to 1, so we should be good. So in whatever case we have, the formula here works correctly, okay? Now, the way we get the occurrences can vary. You could use like just a simple array with your 26 lowercase English letters, or you could use in Python, which is easier, you could use collections counters, which gives you a quick way to do it, right, for W and for chars. Okay, but this is the core idea, is that we need for every lowercase English letters, we need the count in the word to be smaller than or equal to the count of the same letter in chars, so that we can make sure that it can be formed by only the characters of chars, right? So let's say, for example, here, if we had X equal to 1, So maybe this is something like this. Well, this is 1, which is bigger than x. X is not here, so it's 0 by default. So x is not here, so 1 is bigger than 0, so this condition would be false, right? Okay, so now let's just write the code since it's super easy. So what we need is first just the occurrences in chars. So we can just use a counter here in collections. You can try to do it with an array. It's pretty simple as well. You just need to initialize array with 0 for 26 characters. So here we'll need to pass in the characters, and then we need the occurrences in for each letter. We want to go through them, and then we need the total of all the length. That's what we are looking to return at the end here. And then here we just do the occurrences in W, which is going to be just the same thing using from collection. And then here for W, we want to just use this formula. If for all of them, right, we have that working, then we can just add to total the length of W. Okay, and that's pretty much it. So let's try it. Looks good. Let's submit. And it gets accepted. Okay, now in terms of time complexity, the loop here that we are doing, this one is O of 26, right? Because we do it only for all lowercase English letters, and this loop here is O of W, W being the length, the number of words, and this one here is O of the length of chars, so let's call it maybe O of C, and this here is going to be the also length of the word itself. So you can see it's sort of the number of words. This can be at most, let's say here, this can be at most 100, right? And so overall, this is O of W multiplied by this smaller w multiplied by 26. So it's mainly O of W plus C. That's the time complexity here. Now, now just to show you the array approach here. So in that case, you can just do something like 0 multiplied by 26. And then you go through the characters in chars. And then you just say occurrence of C, you add 1. But here, it needs to be a number index. So to do that, you just do this minus the starting point, which is A. And so this gives you the index, the position for C. So 0, 1, 2. So for C, it would be 2. And so we do a similar thing here. We need to go through the characters in W. And we do something like that to get the occurrence in W for +1. And we can remove this. Now, one thing to notice here, I just need to do this. But here I need to also define occurrence in W to be 0 multiplied by 26. And then we +1. But then once we are done, we need to check. But same thing here, we need to do the ORD, okay? And we do that for all the strings, and that should be it. This looks good. Let's submit. And that passes as well, okay? Yeah, so pretty straightforward. That's pretty much it for this problem. If you need help, reach out to me via SuperPeer in the link below. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one. Bye.